Well, when I entered middle school, I began to struggle with depression almost immediately. For a long time, I hid that and I acted like the happiest person because I believed no one would understand what I was going through. I began to believe I was worthless and helpless and all of those negative feelings, but I continued to hide what I was going through. Second semester of my 7th grade year, I began to self-injure as a means to deal with my depression. Towards the end of my 7th grade year, I planned my suicide, and thankfully a friend heard me make a comment about death and took that very seriously. She then went to talk to our school guidance counselor, and that's when my road to recovery began. And I begged her to not go talk to the guidance counselor because I said everything was fine. I was really afraid of having people find out what was going on, but she insisted on talking to the counselor whether or not I was going to join her. I did end up going along, and during that meeting is when everything surfaced. The depression and self-injury and my plans to commit suicide. For a while I was angry at her for going to the guidance counselor with these things that I was struggling with, but now I'm so grateful that she did that. So I was hospitalized, and then after that I began intensive outpatient therapy at Community. I loved going. I ended up loving going because I was surrounded by other people my age that knew what I was going through and understood the depression and the self-injury. So having that support group was awesome. I began to replace the self-injury with positive coping mechanisms. So I began to play piano more often and paint and journal in order to deal with the depression and the negative thoughts. So that was also life-changing. I would just encourage anyone to seek help if you think someone may be struggling. If you think your friend is struggling or someone in your family, you can never be too careful. I did have a wide range of network of people who helped me after they found out that I was struggling with depression, which had been my fear when I was depressed, that no one would be willing to help me and that no one would care. And I found out that that was entirely false.
The most common signs of suicide: a person who is depressed, a person who is displays like a low mood, a person who seems desperate, a person who is withdrawn, says that they're having trouble sleeping. As soon as you receive the first warning signs, you want to begin to seek help for that person. Let them know that you care about them, show them that you care, and tell them that this is what I need to do to help you.
Community Health Network has a crisis line, as well as the National Suicide Prevention Hotline as well. The person who answers the phone at these hotlines would be trained crisis professionals, volunteers, and they would try to get information, talk to them about their plan, their thoughts, and then try to get information to hopefully get them to contact someone locally if it's the national hotline, or if it's someone locally, to get them to come to crisis, for an evaluation.
I think that's something very important to tell anyone, that if you suspect something is going on or you suspect one of your friends may be struggling, to address it and take it to an adult.
Listen to them, normalize their feelings, let them know that you're there for them, help them seek that help.
A parent, a teacher, a school social worker, usually it's someone that you trust.
And don't worry about whether or not they will be angry, because it may save their life.